All right, so Carmelo Anthony's apparently getting backlash, and I don't know, man. We live in such a sensitive world now, man. I can't wait till people get out their feelings. But he had this to say about Wemby, Victor Wembanyama potentially being the face of the NBA. Quote: Wemby can't be the face of the NBA because this is our sport, meaning it's American sport. Luka can't be the face. Giannis can't be the face. Shea can't be the face. But he had this to say about Ja Morant and everybody. He said, Ant, Ja, Jason Tatum, these are the faces. Zion was supposed to be the face of the NBA. You can't be the face of a league that we started. Now, basketball was really started by James Naismith, who was originally Canadian. So technically it would be a world sport, but let me have this to say, right? I see he's getting a lot of backlash online. If in order to move products in America, 9 times out of 10, you need an American face, right? Larry Bird and Magic Johnson took the NBA to a whole nother level. Michael Jordan took the NBA to a whole nother level. Allen Iverson changed the NBA. Allen Iverson made it to where you could wear cornrows and have tattoos and have the hip hop lifestyle. And people used to watch the NBA to see what, at least me personally, I would watch the NBA, watch the press conferences to see what Allen Iverson was going to be wearing with the do-rag. He made it cool to rock do-rags. Even though the NBA is a global sport overall, there's something about having a homegrown guy. Same thing with boxing. I feel like that's why HBO went out of boxing, trying to promote non-American fighters to an American audience. You gotta have people that's relatable to buy the products and all of that. Even though China supports the NBA and all of that, if you had more Chinese players and all of that, you would see maybe even a huger surge in ratings. You know what I mean? If they had 2 or 3 Yao Mings in the NBA dominating like Yao Ming. You know what I mean? And it's not to be a xenophobic or anything like that. We're just staying strictly. We got to be honest, man. Why do you think Mike Tyson was so huge? Who was Mike Tyson's audience? The problem is with Carmelo Anthony's honest statement is the people he named outside of Jason Tatum really wasn't trying to be the face of the NBA. Ja Morant was too busy around holding pistols and everything like that, trying to be, you didn't know if he wanted to be Ja Morant or Ja Youngboy or Ja Kodak Black when he had all these different endorsements and all of that. Like he said with Zion too busy ordering gumbo and cheeseburgers and everything else down there in New Orleans. And the NBA, they really wanted him to be the face, especially the way he was dunking, all that power dunking. It's been hard to see stuff like that since Vince Carter, in my opinion, as far as him being known for his dunking in the game. He down there overweight and he didn't miss half his career, and at 24 years old or 23, however old that he is, he's still a young man. Ant-Man already told you he don't want to be the face of the NBA. You don't even see Ant-Man carrying himself like that. So the NBA has no choice but to give it a Joker and Shea and all these, because these people, they don't mind having a spotlight. For whatever reason, the American basketball player has gotten lazy, has gotten extremely soft, but you see he's not taking pay cuts like that. We understand that came with a lot of pressure. Michael Jordan had a lot of pressure on him. A lot of stress, which is why he retired when they dismantled the Bulls and all of that. I mean, when Phil Jackson left in 98, I remember that, watching him ride off on his bike, but they don't want to do that. Listen, the NBA been trying to pass it down from LeBron to somebody else, but nobody else is really worthy. Now, you could give it to Jason Tatum or even a Jaylen Brown, but I would argue that they want to give it to Tatum over Brown because Jaylen Brown is Jaylen Brown is a very intelligent man. And while I'm not calling Jason Tatum not intelligent, but Jaylen Brown's talking about financial literacy and ownership and owning stock equity. He has that Cal Berkeley background, but what Carmelo got to earn, man, these young dudes, they don't want it, man. And until we get some NBA players that's American that want to push the sport and got the charisma and the style and everything like that, then it's going to be pushed to international players. But the NBA, they probably don't care because they wanted to be a global sport. You see them playing over there in Paris. You see them coming up with different ideas. You see them floating out the rumors that it might be a USA versus world at an All-Star game one day, because the game has become a global sport, but domestically it's hurting. And look at the ratings. The ratings was terrible. Everybody's robotic out there. Everybody just jacking up threes. And I got NBA League Pass. It's really hard for me to watch a game from end to end because everybody out there playing the same. But possibly they would be able to grow it if some of these young boys would get their act together and play and be a man and all of that, and just stop trying to worry about, as Tuwal said, going to Met Galas and all of that, and you trying to be with the who's who. So it's overall hurting the game. Look at the NFL, right? You had Tom Brady, you had Aaron Rodgers, you had Ben Roethlisberger, who had his own set of issues outside the court, but you had so many different people who were the faces, and you see the NFL, they have no problem passing it down. Now who's the faces of the NBA, of the NFL? The Patrick Mahomes, the Josh Allens, the Lamar Jacksons, the Kyler Murrays, and so on and so forth. The NBA, man, they got a real problem that they're gonna have to fix. I don't know when the CBA is coming up, but don't be surprised if they start having non-guaranteed contracts. I know a lot of people disagree with this, but man, our generation of millennials, a lot of mine and yours, LeBron and them, they leave the NBA worse than what they found it. Yes, I understand. I agree with player empowerment. I had no problem with LeBron's doing off the court, but on the court, man, and yes, LeBron never forced himself out of a situation, but that started a ripple effect. Everybody want to mimic Bron, and now you see people, Jimmy Butler, all these people crying, trying to get out their deals, even though they're making $50-60 million a year, and it's just, and it's getting worse and worse, man. These young guys, a lot of them, they don't really want it. That's why it's going to be really easy. Maybe Gilbert Arenas' son, Elijah Arenas, maybe one of these young boys, young men coming up, is going to end up being a face because it's going to be so easy, man. But I kind of, like I said, I don't have a problem with Carmelo Anthony's comments. Don't come on here talking about I'm this and I'm that, man. Please get out your feelings. It's just a conversation. I love everybody who plays in the NBA. I don't have a problem with international players. Patrick Ewing, the name goes on and on. The Dikembe Mutombo. So don't come on here talking about that. But the American players, they don't want it. They don't want to be the face. But I just want to get my quick thoughts about it, man. Do y'all agree, disagree? If you disagree with me, please tell me why. Don't just say, man, no, bro, man, you stupid. No, tell me why you disagree. Let's have a conversation. But let me know what y'all think.